The exercise technique that I'm about to show you has the potential to skyrocket your results. It will help you to build muscle and gain strength faster and more efficiently, and to do so in a way that absolutely mitigates your risk of injury. And here's the best part. This technique trick is simple and something that you can start doing right away to see immediate improvements to your gym performance and your muscle growth progress. If you're someone who wants to build muscle more efficiently from your workouts whilst minimizing any risk of injury, then get ready, because this technique trick might very well be the game changer to your muscle growth progress that you didn't know you needed. To make sure that you don't miss anything important, I would make sure to watch this entire video. And super quick, if you end up finding this video to be helpful, it would mean a lot if you drop it a like and consider subscribing to the channel. All right, without further ado, let's dive in. Have you ever heard of the Valsalva Maneuver? It's the act of forcefully exhaling against a closed airway or glottis. The body does it naturally in several different contexts, like when you cough, when you brace yourself before a punch to the stomach.
Ultimate punch!
Or when you find yourself straining when you're going number 2.
On top of spaghetti.
You can try doing it on command right now if you want. No, not going number 2. I mean doing the Valsalva maneuver. Just take in a big breath and push, like this. When you do that, take notice of what happens around your stomach area. It tightens up, right? There's a big buildup of intra-abdominal pressure which braces your midsection. Now, you might be thinking, that's cool and all, but what does this have to do with building muscle more efficiently and experiencing fewer injuries? Great question. The answer? It is the technique trick. By properly performing the Valsalva maneuver when performing different exercises within your workouts, especially the big technical compound movements, your midsection will be well braced, setting your body in the strongest and safest position possible to produce maximal amounts of force. It will help you to move with a larger range of motion, to lift more weight, and to perform more high-quality reps to leave you with tons of muscle growth stimulus. And through having a braced midsection, your spine will be well supported, which will mitigate your risk of injury. The Valsalva maneuver is something that you're probably already doing to some extent during the exercises in your workouts, whether you realize it or not. That being so, by having awareness of it and doing it intentionally, you'll be able to get the absolute most out of each of your exercise reps and sets. Of course, there is a trick to doing it optimally in combination with proper breathing. Let me show you what it looks like put into practice when performing several different exercises. Quick note, each time I refer to bracing in the upcoming exercise examples, I'll be referring to the Valsalva maneuver. Here's what it might look like when performing a barbell back squat. I take a huge breath at the top of each rep and brace very hard. I hold my breath and continue bracing as I move down and don't exhale or release any pressure until I'm close to the top of the rep. The bracing massively stabilizes my body, supports my spine, and leaves my quads, glutes, and the rest of my body able to produce maximal amounts of force safely. A good rule of thumb to remember is this: the more stable the body is, the more force it will have the potential to produce. And the higher the force production, the more stimulus for muscle growth you'll probably experience. On another note, I found that bracing properly helps me tremendously to reach maximal depth without my spine rounding at the bottom of each rep. Give this a shot the next time you do these, and take note if you feel stronger, safer, and have the capacity to move deeper. Here's what it might look like when performing a Romanian deadlift. At the beginning of each rep, I take in a big breath and brace hard, just like with the squats.
As I lower the weight down, I continue bracing and absolutely prioritize that I'm bracing at the bottom of each rep. That's where the body is in its most compromised position, with the hamstrings and glutes being fully elongated and the spinal erectors having to work at their hardest to keep your spine from rounding over. As I come up, I continue bracing until I get close to the top of each rep, where I finally exhale and release the built-up intra-abdominal pressure. When I'm at the top of the rep, I'll take another 1 to 3 breaths and then rinse and repeat the process again for my next reps. Here's a slightly different way of implementing this technique on the leg press. You might notice that my movement style is a bit different here compared to my barbell back squats and Romanian deadlifts in that I'm not taking any time to breathe and reset between reps. The set consists of a stream of more continuous reps. So instead of pausing and taking in a breath and bracing at the top of each rep before moving on to the next one, I breathe in and brace as I move down. The key is to make sure that I'm fully tanked up and braced by the time I'm in the bottom, super deep position of each rep. As I push the weight back up, I continue holding my breath and brace hard until I get to the very top of the rep, then rinse and repeat the cycle again.
Proper bracing isn't just applicable to big compound lower body exercises. It's also a game changer when performing upper body exercises too. Here are a few examples.
Take a look at my incline dumbbell chest press. I take in a good breath and brace hard as I lower the dumbbells to the deep bottom position. I exhale and release the pressure once I'm at the top of the next rep and breathe in and brace as I lower the weight down again, similarly to how I implement this technique when doing the leg press. When I get to the last reps of the set, bracing hard helps big time in keeping my structural integrity tight and in the pocket as I really push to get those last reps out. Here are my chin-ups as one more upper body exercise example. I breathe in and brace at the bottom dead hang position at the start of each rep. From there, I continue bracing as I pull myself up and then breathe out once I'm near the top of the rep. As I lower myself back into the deep bottom position with control, I'll take another breath in and brace once more and then rinse and repeat for all reps of the set.
Okay, here's another tip for you, and it's super important. From my experience, bracing your midsection throughout a set isn't the only time it can make a world of difference. When performing exercises like barbell back squats, barbell or dumbbell bench presses, Romanian deadlifts, or any exercise that involves starting a set by unracking weight or by taking an initial step of having to set yourself into proper position, making an effort to take a proper breath and brace as you unrack the weight or as you set yourself into position can be an absolute game changer. With barbell back squats, that means taking a big breath and bracing just as you're unracking the weight. Same thing goes for your Romanian deadlifts. And with dumbbell chest presses, it means taking in a big breath and bracing as you lie back and set yourself into position as shown earlier. If you start the set in the strongest, most stable position through proper breathing and bracing your midsection, then there's a pretty good chance that the rest of the set is gonna go as well as it possibly can. On a final note, you might be wondering about the application of this technique trick when performing isolation exercises, like lying leg curls, lateral raises, or bicep curls. Should you brace the same way when performing those exercises as you would when performing the more technical compound exercises mentioned earlier? The answer? Yeah, you should probably still brace. You might not need to emphasize the bracing quite to the same degree, but I've found that it does still really help to get more high quality reps out of each of your exercise sets, especially when getting to the last super difficult reps of any set. And there you have it. For your next several training sessions, try applying this to each of your exercises and take note of how it affects your ability to stabilize, produce more force, feel safer, and perform better. My guess is, if you stick with it, you'll ultimately build muscle much more effectively and experience far fewer injuries and nagging pains along the way. If you have any questions about applying this technique trick to your own workouts, go ahead and drop your question in the comment section below. I'd be happy to answer and give you more clarity if I can. And if you found this video to be helpful, let me know by dropping it a like and consider subscribing to my channel for more videos like this one. Feel free to follow me on my Instagram account too for more fitness content. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, lift hard, lift smart, and I'll see you in the next video.